Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11. We're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get the position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Good evening, SRA Nation, ladies and gentlemen of everybody. We are back with round 6 of the SRA GT3 Team Series, Division 1 at Zandvoort. Good old Zandvoort. Haven't been here. It feels like we haven't been here for a while, but how are we feeling, everybody? How are we feeling with this track?
Hello. I think you're right. It does feel like it's been a while since we've been here. I, for one, welcome the change coming back here. I think it's so fun, especially turn 11 and 12. These conditions might make it less fun for most of us, but I think it's going to be a really exciting race with some a very unique challenge that you're going to see once we get onto the track.
Yeah, and to point that out, Sector 2, in these conditions, I know I personally struggle a lot in Sector 2 with that one corner being off-cambered, and what do you do in these conditions, which I believe it peaked at 48 Celsius. So, T1, fun little corner we've got there. We got T2, chugging it down to T3, then T4 with all that speed, T5 as well. More speed, break a little bit. Hopefully not go into these. Oh, actually, no. T6, turn on the T6, and then hopefully brake as much as you can for T7 for that downhill going into T8 with those two corners. T8 off camber, T9. A little bit of a dip there, and it is brutal in the Porsche tires. T10, then T11 into the chicane, T12, T13, the penultimate corner, and T14, the final corner of this track in the Netherlands. We are in the Netherlands, and I will point out quickly that I should not dislike this track because my background is Dutch, but I don't agree with these conditions, but it is a fun track aside from the conditions. But
I think most Americans couldn't even point to the Netherlands on a globe for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the only track, which I don't think it is the only track in the Netherlands, but Zandvoort, um, in the GTWC Europe track list at some point, and yeah, looking forward to what happens tonight with in these conditions, because I know these tires, especially for the Porsche gang, the tires are going to be absolutely cooked with a track that is the temperatures of the surface of the sun.
Pretty dang close, and certainly the left tires. So not sure if Zandvoort's the only track in the Netherlands, but Michael Menning certainly stands alone on top of these standings right now. He has been damn near unstoppable, putting himself on the podium every race so far this season. Our previous reigning champ, Mia Rose, has been nowhere to be seen on these leaderboards with 2 DNSs and 2 0 points. She's only earned points since race 1. That leaves Estefano Barrera and Mr. Sir to fight among themselves, and also sometimes Travis Nordstrom. And they are not coming close to him with nearly a 60-point lead over Estefano. It's not locked up yet, but it's looking pretty close for Michael Menning, and everybody else gets to fight over best of the rest.
I mean, are we really surprised? And going over to the team standings, it is team who, let's be honest, they're up top, Michael Menning and Mr. Sir absolutely storming away, 268 points up top, but it's going to be TSE Drive Car Vroom, Cargo Vroom, I guess, with Jerry Mercer and Peter O'Brien, 629 points to their name, with P3 being Pillars Porker Racing with Koa Droma, and Travis Nordstrom 560. 492 go to Estefano Barrera and his team of VSRX FRT, and it's MHR Trans-Pacific with Jess Spangler and Mia Rose, which, if we're going to be honest,
it's the Jess Spangler show.
Jess Spangler has been carrying.
Let's not leave out our top silver driver team, Comic Racing and Ghost Rider Racing, combining for HOV Bandits. John Archie and Fire Queso putting up 305 points, only 1 point more than the next all-silver team of Jason Allen and Bailey Kish of Large Root Beer and the Mercedes. So pretty tight fight between these two. We should keep an eye on these 4 drivers tonight. But we are a little behind schedule. We should already be hitting the track for qualifying. The drivers certainly have.
Yeah, and speaking of behind schedule, what did I miss in the beginning of the intro? I missed the intro! I am welcomed with Jess Osborne and Alexa Marshall and myself, Selena Boonstra, back in the gravy train, backing up for introductions, but I'm sure all of you are already familiar with us commentating for these 8 races, but if you're new here, it is us commentating in the booth, and 4 minutes left for the silver drivers. Fazli Majid, currently provisional P1 on pole, but I'm not sure. John Archie is a 10th on his Delta.
Butkus has enough in his back pockets to take provisional pole right now.
Are we really surprised? He will go straight up to the top. 1 minute 34.035 for the BMW. No surprise there. Seems that he does not have a livery on his car, but we're gonna roll with it. And just quickly on the intro, if anybody was wondering why Selena did the intro and I did not, because I am sleep deprived, I am cold, the British weather is hitting me hard, but like we said in the intro, the track temperatures here very different in contrast. Of course, one of the only coastal circuits as well, so you would think it'll be a lot colder, but nope, it is scorching, it is boiling, and those tyres are going to be absolutely blistering, as we got Colin Dunham making his way to T number 13 and then through to turn number 14, as it is 1 PM in the afternoon in game, as we've got 3 minutes 30 seconds left here in silver qualifying, and they're going to go all the way to the line as it's pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, all the way for the Ferrari. Goes P number 9, and that's not too bad, putting him alongside Fire Queso. Going to be going around the final corner is Kevin Lau, who's going to go to the line in the good old Ford. He goes P number 2.
Just to interrupt real quick, checking the Twitch stream and it's frozen.
Oh no. What about the audio?
Chat, can you hear us? Chat?
Check. Two, one,
Let us
two.
know, because I'm looking at it and it's just like absolutely not moving at all.
Easy way to test this. Chat, tell me these places. This is the Northern Service to Morecambe, calling at Bear Lane and Morecambe only. Boom, 2 places for you. If you can hear us, name those in chat. That will answer our question. Oh, whoa,
Joe
hello,
Tomato having a
McLaren.
little moment. Oh, and
Oh,
Danny
call it,
Durant
yep.
also probably caught off guard by Joe Tomato in playing in the sand for a bit. I don't know, around this area, I don't know how far a beach is, but that's certainly not a day to go to the beach, as qualifying is commencing. Must focus. Must focus.
And in fact, while we're speaking of qualifying here, and you were talking about playing in the sand, whilst we're on this, of course, this is the old Zandvoort. Like, it's been updated in real life. There's a whole lot more bankings. It's been updated. Do we prefer this Zandvoort or the old or the new Zandvoort?
What's Sector 2 like for the new Zandvoort? Probably the same, right?
It's similar. I don't think it's exactly the same. I know these final corners have changed. Like, Sector 1 and Sector 3 are majorly changed. I think the gravel's removed a bit down at T10 to 12, and Sector number 2 though, I don't know. I think it's got a bit more banking on the IRL circuit.
You would think we'd get these updates, but not likely and not ever.
Kudos.
Thanks,
Kudos.
Kuno.
Pretty please, Kudos. Like, you already made the Xbox servers go down today, so this is my first time seeing GT cars go vroom around here. Can we at least get an updated Zandvoort, please?
Please.
Pretty
Alright,
please.
so update with the chat. Okay, yes, they can hear us. Yes, so that answered your question, Alexa. They can hear us.
Yay! If you
So
guys
we
can't tell, I'm sleep deprived.
yeah, but I mean, the least we got for now is just in sound instead of in vision.
Yes, we are going radio broadcast style.
RLM, Radio Le Mans.
Radio Le Mans. Well, radio RZV, Radio Zandvoort.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This is Radio Zandvoort bringing you all the latest hits. God.
Well, let's. Well, now.
Running out of ideas here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that much improvement from the silver drivers, I don't think. But now the gold drivers are coming out to play on the scorching hot Zandvoort track.
Yeah, speaking of which, I feel it, right? I did say at the start of this, I did warn Jess and Selena chat, so don't get mad at me. I'm falling asleep. Yeah.
No, it's already happening. We haven't even gone to the race yet.
Yeah, I know. God, I feel so bad, but I know that. Do you know when you know that you're going to fall asleep?
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. I felt that.
Like,
A perfect
yeah.
example is. Alrighty.
Well,
A perfect example of that is.
Did I just fix it? I think I fixed it, everybody. It did. But this... Well, how close was the timing, though? I also changed the graphics settings down to medium. Gross, by the way. You're not allowed. Not allowed. We're just getting started here. We're just getting started. Jeff Spangler just hit the track. Win. You didn't get it in writing? The court of law has no idea what you're talking about. Well, I'm not even sure if the laws of computing apply to any of us. I'm not sure what the hell just fixed it, but the slideshow is over. Wake up your folks who fell asleep or tuned away, because we are back, and Jeff Spangler is setting his banker lap right now. And that beautiful abstract art with the lovely colors, McLaren. If only Mia were out here too. And they're not consistent. They keep breaking up and reforming, and they're multi-conglomerate teams now, like joint stuff. Get out of here. Get out of here. How are we supposed to count that? Oh, also, I just noticed this. Damn, when I rejoined, sorry. Discord should be fixed. Mic check.
Check, check, check.
There we go. Sorry about that. When every time I restart, it's busted. Well, I've got a checklist now of things to try, so hopefully from here on out it's smoother. Hopefully from here on out somebody younger than me with a nicer PC starts doing this. Feel free to volunteer to be a host. Thanks. 2, 4, and 6 drivers. Looks like Estefano Barrera just with his banker lap has put himself up top. Oh no, we're 5 minutes into gold qualifying, so this is second. We're past bankers for most of us now. But right before he comes around again, Flamger edges him out, and he's got no reply. But Flamger returns to pits immediately. He must be looking for a fresh set of tires for his last two. Surely, Diego just talking to his demons right now. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But no, those you see the track and the atmosphere temperatures. It is scorching out there, so no surprise at all that he's like, adjust into the pits.
Oh man. I don't think I see that many improvements. So Omar S. Garcia up by 3 tenths, but lost it just a little bit through sector 2.
It's coming back to him though.
Yeah,
far
it
better
is
through
coming
that corner.
back. Up and down like a roller coaster. Nearly into sector 3. I really need to memorize the corner names.
Never.
Never. What? Never.
Travis Nordstrom not far up ahead, about to finish his lap with about the same delta in his back pocket, 3 tenths. But as I went up to him, S. Garcia finding even more, 4.5 tenths, looking for 5. They've both got enough to take provisional pole, but S. Garcia is going to win when the dust settles.
Ever so close. The final corner. T14.
As predicted, up to P1.
Second.
But here comes Omar.
Taking provisional pole with a 135.4 at his best.
Doesn't look like anybody else has a reply. Dan the Man Cran our stewarding team rounding the last corner. Nice improvement, but not going to materialize into front row start. His teammate Dominic Duran with a modest improvement so far, but it would be enough to put him in the top 10.
Yeah, not much improvement going on except for Dom Duran, just a 10th up. And slowly increasing, ever so slightly.
But it's coming back. Ooh, Peter O'Brien. Oh, no, he's on an outlap. Never mind.
Travis Nordstrom stopping for a second. He's currently in P2.
P1 through 5 right now, all on invalid laps. 2 of them are on outlaps, though, so they probably were, put on fresh tires. It's that hot out there.
Yeah.
It'd be a chaotic
honestly,
quali for everybody.
Yeah, I think I do the same thing too, because, that's pretty smart. You do lose quite a bit of time, but
Yep.
I mean, then again, the tires, if you want it like another go. Garcia.
1 minute left to go. I'm not sure a lot of the people who just left the pits are going to make it in time to start their next lap.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you
Estefano
might as well do it early.
might be too late. Travis
Yeah.
Nordstrom. Yeah, I think they're all too late. GG.
Yeah.
It's over.
GG.
Might even be Frover.
Yes. Jeff Spangler in P7. And I think that's pretty much for over. Jeremy Mercer, not really... gains about a 10th, actually, in Sector 2. And as I say that, it is a roller coaster. Up and down.
Eric Markey's going to get a small... actually, quite a... because the grid's so tight. It's 1 second between P1 to 23. This 1/8 of a second jump is going to give him like 6 spots. And is he going to get another kick at the stone? I think he's like a second late. Either way, it'll be close. Surely nobody else. That could be... No, he's on a valid lap. And he's not giving up.
Ooh, Jeff Spangler just going into the grass, hitting the barrier and taking a little spin after getting back on track. It's to be very brutal out there. It is brutal out there. It's 49, just 1 Celsius away from 50.
I didn't know Celsius went that high.
Yeah, I didn't think it would go up that high, but I think I've heard somebody say they've seen it like 55 or something. Somewhere in the 50s, but that's insane. What is happening? Why are we tortured? What did we do?
Oh no, it's not letting me press drive early. I hate it when it does this. So we're not going to get our grid walk until very late. But you can at least look at the starting order.
Yes, I was just gonna point out.
And the temps are going to be almost as hot as they were during quali.
Oh, we got 30 drivers on the grid. With Omar Escorcia taking pole position, Travis Nordstrom in P2, Timothy Flamger, Jeremy Mercer, Estefano Barrera, Peter O'Brien, Jeff Spangler, Dan Cran, Bailey Kish, Butkus, Michael Landry, Joe Klaus, Dom Duran, Kelvin Lau, Fazli Majid, Eric Marecki, Danny Durant, Zhao Semedo, Ryder, Ivan McCrow, Max Simmons, Fire Queso, Colin Dunham, Brendan Chan, Michael Louie, John Archie, Jason Allen, Dixon, Joel Moffat, and Brooker Quigg for the final car on the grid.
We are counting down to the final moments before the drivers are going to be forced to get rolling there. Surely panicked, dialing in their final pressures after seeing what the current temps are going to be like. And it's clearly not going to be letting up. The cloud cover is going to remain constant.
Scorching hot, the surface of the sun, we say. And looking at the chat, Language 10 says also Alexa's muted or dead. Well, she was very tired, so she went to bed. To
Didn't
answer
even
your
make it
question.
past qualifying. SMH.
SMH went for over. But
And have you noticed that English people are all rah rah UK until it's winter? And it's nothing but wah, wah.
Yep. Yep. Then there's North America, Canada. But what are your predictions, Jess, for this race? Got a lot of
You know, I
Great
didn't
job.
read any of the see any practice lap data, so I don't really know who's going to be most prepared to keep it consistent around here. I also didn't keep track of who showed up to the practice race, so I don't know who's going to be used to these conditions. So I can't really say anything that qualifying hasn't already. Peter O'Brien
fair enough.
and his teammate Jeremy Mercer chilling next to each other.
I think it's either going to be between Omar Escorcia and Travis Nordstrom, because I know in the practice race on yesterday, Travis Nordstrom was on TC1 for that race, was it the Sunday race? I have no idea. But either way, he said he was on TC1, and currently he's on TC2, which is
That's what I drive.
insane. Oh, wow.
TC2, yeah. Oh, somebody just disconnected.
I just do TC4 because controller things, unfortunately, so I have no sense of tire saving. I've tried, but it's really hard on a controller.
Not much you can do when your only touch is your little touch on your controllers.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can try to work with the throttle inputs, but the steering, yeah, that's yeah. That's a no-go. But yeah, Travis Nordstrom looking very fast in P2, so that's gonna be an interesting battle with Porsche versus Mustang. Go Porsche, go Porsche.
Diego, she's not dead. Just asleep.
It's for over. She had to sleep. College things.
I remember college. It was fun.
Yes.
I remember.
Remember that? I have yet to go to college, but that's a whole nother can of worms for another day. As we were getting to the start-finish line, going into T14, the final corner, getting very close. Drivers getting ready for these crazy conditions of a blistering track with blistering tires. Getting ready to start round 6, and we are green, 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 and off and away for SRA. Going into turn 1, Travis gets a very good start.
Oh my
Gets
goodness.
in the rear by Omar S. Garcia, going side by side with Timothy Flamger. Oh, things are looking already dicey on lap 1, T1, side by side. Omar S. Garcia doesn't get any
Oh, more
favor.
chaos.
Oh, side by side, little bit of touchy between the BMW and the Mustang.
There were more simultaneous accidents than we could possibly see at one go. Let's see what happened here. It was his turn 3. Oh! That happened really quickly. I'm not sure if he pit maneuvered himself or was the victim there. It happened very quick. We'll leave that to the stewards. But the race goes on. It looks like most everyone else has survived. We have 3 or so stragglers dusting themselves off after that very scrappy start. We're too wide through, I forget what turn this is, Eric Marecki, Kelvin Lau trading spots.
Chuck
It is
Snorch
still not settled.
already a second away from Omar S. Garcia after having a little bit of door banging action with Timothy Flamger, with Estefano Barrera right behind his diffuser for a moment there. But usual lap 1 things. This track is pretty small, I'd say, so a lot of action can happen, especially during the practice race. Oh boy.
Wild.
That hairpin, woof.
It was multiple parking lots that race. We shan't speak of it again.
We shan't.
Got some drivers with not even a hope of actually sending a dive bomb, but certainly putting themselves in each other's mirrors, trying to force a mistake here. John Archie trying to put one over on Brandon Chan. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. As we take a look at this midfield, though, Travis Nordstrom has gotten away with that excellent start where he almost got punted and spun around, but he kept it together, and he's managed to maintain more than a second gap on Omar S. Garcia now for the past lap. So looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, he's got clear air, so he can put in those lap times. And John Archie, look at the back end of Brendan Chan. Things are close. Oh, and actually, Eric Marecki trying to find a gap behind Michael Landry to the chicane. Ever so close, but no send into that interesting downhill chicane.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to. Did I share my ACC? My bad. There you go.
Oh, the screen?
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, but now OBS freaking out? Is that the culprit?
Oh, you know what? I wonder.
Let me check the
Maybe.
stream.
Because you were streaming for Alexa, we were having this problem, and then you stopped streaming and everything seemed fine, and then now it seems to be kind of doing... well, the stream looks fine, currently.
I'm gonna stop stream for a moment. We'll see.
We'll see what pans out. Stream seems to be holding off the the extra ACC streaming on Discord. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but Joe Klaus and the 902 Lamborghini into the pits. But I think
It's very early to be in the pits.
there. Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually pitted or if he RTG'd. If I had good data, I'd be able to know the stop time, but well, gonna leave it at that. Hopefully he gets out of the pits and scores those extra points.
Well, the stream just caught up to where I was streaming via Discord, and what do you know? It's choppy again, so I'm glad I turned that off quick. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I don't know why Discord is abusing me so.
Huh.
So Selena's just gonna have to look with her own eyes about where we're talking and follow each other's lead.
Yeah.
Michael Louie coming around the final corner, less than a tenth off Fire Queso. I think he's gonna be looking to strike here. or very soon.
Soon, trademark.
Oh, equally close though. Still John Archie up ahead, just a couple spots, duking it out with Brandon Chan.
Oh, stream dying again? Question
Yeah,
mark?
because I did Twitch. The Discord stream share is what killed it.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I was just behind. I always forget that Twitch is like 30 to 40 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's a little drastic, which is very annoying
Yeah.
for stream health feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Here's some feedback for Jason Allen. Go faster! Get him! Get him!
Dano!
He's gonna try this switchback here on a defensive move. It's not gonna work. It's a really long apex. He's got a long time to correct his line for that exit.
Yeah, trying to get that inside line speed. Ever so slightly getting close. Elects to go side by side into the chicane on the outside, but on the inside, ducks out.
He wants to go, but it
back in.
had to park it. Nearly
Yeah.
almost cut it. No. Yeah, race control is drunk. Never mind.
Surprise, surprise.
Check in back with our leaders. As I mentioned before, Travis Nordstrom still leading Omar Escorcia, but Omar reeling in that gap slightly. It's now under a second. Nordstrom still having the best lap, previously setting a 136.725.
And oh my goodness, he is gaining on Travis Nordstrom by 0.8. Oh man. Very, them jokes. But, in all seriousness, Omar is gaining ever so slightly on Travis Nordstrom within a second, so this may lead to a battle. As they're actually
Ooh, Butkus and Kish side by side.
Ooh.
And is it already cooled off? Butkus gonna give it up just like that?
Never.
Oh my. Mercedes losing it right in front of Butkus. Bailey Kish managing to keep it on track. He's gonna have the outside, but I don't think. Well, I mean, maybe.
It's a drag race now into T1. Looks like Bailey has a straight line speed, keeping
Butkus
to
has
be on
the
the
inside.
outside line. If you can just squeeze. Ooh. Who's gonna have the better corner exit speed? And still, front axle to rear axle, and
Butkus bows out. That was a close one.
It was. In that corner, I mean, you can go side by side, but just be extremely careful because, honestly, it's not ideal to go side by side through there. Bad things can happen.
Durant's all over Fazli Majid right now. He had it down to a 10th for a moment. And, but they're lapping very similarly, though. I don't think they're going to be getting loose from each other anytime soon. And if Max Simmons speeds up a little bit, these two trains are going to merge into one, and the whole midfield is going to be battling for P9.
It's quite the train. With Bailey Kish leading this growing train, actually, because, yeah, Max Simmons within a second of Danny Durant. So, yeah, this train is gonna, all things considered, this train is going to pile up. Get closer.
Up ahead, Jeremy Mercer in P5 right now, fighting to be the lead of his own train. Estefano Barrera currently leading in P4. And there is no time between these cars at all.
The thing to point out is that unless you make a mistake, it's really hard to perform an overtake, just because of how tight these corners can be. But currently, Zhao Tomato and Ivan McCroat having a little duking it out moment with Dom Duran, just waiting for that mistake that Zhao Tomato would hopefully do. And oh, as I say that, commentator's curse, the mistake has been made. A little bit of a
catch
tap
that
from
on the
behind.
replay.
Oh,
Back now.
caught in the fray. Ivan McCroat and Zhao Tomato suffering from
Oh, just a miscalculation of braking zones there. Classic
yeah.
half spin. At least it doesn't appear to have cost him too much time, though.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse.
Michael Louis gonna look up the inside of turn 1. He chooses not to send it. Just gonna scare Fire Queso for now. That menacing black Adidas Porsche.
With the Porsche crest on the top of it.
The gold wheels. Oh,
Woo! Stuttgart representation. Let's go.
oh, we got more action here. John Archie falling down the order. Just lost 2 spots in the course of 2 corners. And yep, that's going to seal the deal. Let's see how that happened. Oh, that's how he spun across that corner. That was rather dramatic.
Huh.
He's lucky he didn't collect anybody. Or is everybody else lucky he didn't collect them? Or both. Check in with Dan the Man Cran. Just reeled in Peter O'Brien. And hardly a car length between these two. Oh, and Peter nearly stumbles, nearly leaves the door open for if he slid a lot more, Dan might have gotten a run up his inside. More changing of positions. Moffat losing out to Duran. It's kicking off back here.
Yeah, Joel is just trying to squeeze through between Dom Duran and John Archie. Makes it work, and now it's just John Archie trying to get that back.
Omar's still got Travis Nordstrom right in his sights. Trav's got to be sweating at this point. He knows if it's a single mistake, he's losing it.
Yeah, that's for sure. One single mistake, especially after that off-camera corner in sector 2. Oh, you cannot go wide after that, because once you do that, tires get caught into the grass, and that's just it. You're gonna lose like about 8 seconds because you cannot pull out of the grass, because your car is just gonna keep sliding and sliding straight forward. Ooh, and Dan Cran trying to get the move on Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien still
taking a lot of curb to shut the door. It loses him a lot of speed.
Door is open. Oh, Dan backs out of that move. Probably a smart thing to do, because that's quite a fast corner and pretty tight.
Yep, self-preservation instincts definitely kicking in there.
Yeah. And
oh, but what about Peter O'Brien's tires?
Oh,
He's showing a moment of weakness there coming out of the exit to turn 1. These temps have to be taking a toll on everybody's cars. You know what I forgot? And I just remembered that I forgot it?
What?
I forgot to ask you to provide the picture-in-picture for us tonight.
Oh,
Next week.
yeah!
This is the last time.
Yes,
the
next
last time.
This is the last time. Yep. Yeah, I gotta actually get OBS too. That's another step I need to take.
It's easy.
Then we're golden. Easy. Then PIP, extra content. Speaking of extra content, we've got Jeff Spangler, Peter O'Brien. Actually, Jeff Spangler just got into. Oh wait. Oh no, that was. Oh sorry. Nope, that that's the wrong group. I was looking at Peter O'Brien and I think yeah, Dan Curran and Peter O'Brien, but those Lambos are similar, so I got caught off guard. But Jeremy Mercer, in between Jeff Spangler and Estefano Barrera, within a second of each other, but nothing seems to be changing so far.
Looks like the back has fallen off of that merged train behind Max Simmons. Colin Dunham and Brandon Chan falling behind. Well, certainly Brandon Chan falling behind after trying to fend off Fire Queso for so long. That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, is Jeremy Mercer going to send it around the outside here? He's going to try, but it's too long of a road.
Yeah, too long. Trying to get that better line out of the exit in hopes to catch up to Barrera. Oh, and speaking of that, Dan Curran trying to go on the inside line into the chicane, but
Less than
definitely
10th, he's all
backs
over him.
out. Yeah.
Oh, here's an interesting development. Timothy Flamger has caught up to the fight for P1. He's less than a second behind Omar. And it looks like Omar Escorcia's got the message that he's got to get this passed on soon or he's going to be under threat. And finally, he sends it around the outside of Travis Nordstrom. Nordstrom looks like he's going to get a decent drive out regardless. They get a little bit of a bump. Omar goes, look, I think he put a tire off track, but no, he tries to close the door and ends up bouncing off the door of Travis Nordstrom, and through goes Flamger. That all happened very quickly.
It did. Lots of argy-bargy going on with Travis and Omar. But Omar, goodness, that was very spicy.
Oh yeah, Diego liked that, by the way. Your puns.
Yeah, I saw. I checked that or glanced at that for a second. Just works.
Well, Omar having to stand on the brakes there, losing a lot of speed through that corner to keep it out of the back
and actually,
of Timothy.
To point things out, Jeremy Mercer on the inside in hopes to get a good straight line speed into the chicane just before Estefano Barrera claims that next position, which he does. P4, but ooh.
Oh, is Mercer going to get the switchback? No, he's not. He's going to try and close the door in front of Spangler, who wants to get through, and it's going to work out. He managed to fend him off.
Ooh.
That was close.
That was close. For a moment,
but meanwhile,
like,
Brooker Quigg
for P1.
Brooker Quigg just, I hope I went back in time, but looks like he lost like 6 spots. And judging by how slow Jason Allen's going, I'm going to assume with no further evidence that Jason Allen killed Brooker Quigg and was waiting for him.
Ooh, yeah.
But meanwhile, up ahead with the fight we were watching before, Mercer decides he's had enough and he's going to go back into the pits to get out of this fight. So does Fazli Majid. So does Ryder. Lots of people deciding it's time to get on a fresh set with some different pressures.
Yeah, Bailey Kish at the hairpin just, who was it? Butkus goes a little bit wide at the hairpin, and Bailey just slides right through, and now is like nearly a second away from Butkus after that whole squabble. And Michael Landry was also in the fray of that, but he's behind Butkus in between of Kelvin Lau, and train forming. But speaking of train forming, we've got 5 cars in battle for P1. Wow.
Yeah, Estefano Barrera's caught up. And so has Jeff Spangler. He is in the mix for this one. The podium is right in front of him. Not just the podium, P1.
Yeah. So things could get a little bit brighter for any of them, if not a lot brighter.
They better keep it clean themselves, though, because Peter O'Brien is less than 3 seconds behind them.
Yeah. And also Dan Cran trying to claim P6. But he's trying really hard, going a little bit wide, with the rear tires going a little funky.
Jeff Spangler into the pits.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
David Kish and Kelvin Lau.
Looks like Omar Escorcia is kind of dropping a little bit from P1 and 2. Just by a little bit, not too much, but Timothy Flamger is more behind Travis Nordstrom than Omar was in the previous few laps in P2. Pit lane is quite busy.
No joke.
Queso. Yeah, and in these conditions, Nick saying,
Pit crews are going to be very popular.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Nick saying within a second of Fire Queso in hopes of decreasing that gap, and looks like teammate on teammate battle with Colin Denham and Joel Moffett, with Joao Semedo into the mix of things.
Well, yeah, lots of our front runners pitting.
Oh yeah, this time.
It's just a big mass of them.
Holy.
Well, that's going to lead to the grid spreading out for a bit, which is probably going to lead to a small lull in the racing. So I'd like to take this moment to say thank you to our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT 3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
And we are back to the race. Diego is saying, Travis suffering from that as well. The question is, will he fix the damage? Well, I can tell you that Travis Nordstrom has served his pit stop, and as far as... Where'd it go? I just had it. I've had it! He was only stopped for 32 seconds, so he had a very normal time in the pits. I can tell you that Ivan McCroat spent 44 seconds stopped, so he spent about 14 seconds repairing damage. And it doesn't look like anybody else has had to repair anything at all. It's all about 32 or 33 seconds stop, which is typical.
And on that note, Butkus had a drive-through, but actually it was an interesting drive-through because he stopped for like a moment and then went back out. So he lost more time than he should have in the drive-through unless something else was up.
Strange.
So that is going to be kind of detrimental in P28. Yeah, he lost quite a bit of time. Oh, and Joel Moffett on the outside, not quite there enough for to go side by side with Colin Dunham for P23.
Oh, Colin Dunham takes
getting a
way
little
too much of that
wiggly.
curb, losing a lot of speed and inviting up the McLaren of Joao Semedo. Get up his inside on the next corner. That's going to put... wait.
Very thin.
Yeah, that's Joao. Nearly getting the better of him there.
Yeah, very close, but Colin was just enough on the just side by side and got through. Still, despite that error.
Now get this. After they all stopped, Travis Nordstrom still back in the lead. Looks like I think Spangler might have beaten Escorcia in the pits.
Interesting. Barrera is like 3/10 behind, but unless Escorcia...
Oh, never mind. No, only by a second. It shouldn't have mattered.
Oh. Now Jeremy Mercer is just like half a second away from Travis Nordstrom, looking for an overall win.
Our current leaders of those who haven't pit, Max Simmons and John Archie, finally tapping out. You saw them for a moment there, stopped in the pits. And that will let our true leaders resume the throne. Travis Nordstrom back in P1 with 31 minutes to go on these tires in these blistering conditions. It looks like it's cooled down by 2 degrees on track, but that's cold comfort in a hot environment.
Yeah, it's still extreme track temps. Still, the tires are going to be blistering hot and taking a beating in Sector 2.
John Archie joining and going to join the fray right behind those pair of Ferraris. Ferrari City over here now.
Yeah, Ferrari cut back here. 3 in a row with Joao Semedo standing out in the McLaren. It's all very close to each other.
And with that, it looks like every single driver's pit now. We're down to 29. I forget how many started. Surely it was more than 30. Don't tell me we're already down in the 20s.
I think it was 30, because I remember pointing out there was 30 drivers, like, when the grid started, but I don't remember, I didn't look before that, so I'm not sure if anyone, like, disconnected when the race was starting. But I did see 30 on the grid. So we may have lost one.
It looks like things have mostly settled down now. People are consistently putting in their usual laps, which around this grid now it's mid 36s, low 37s for most of this grid. And it looks like the pecking order has been established.
Pretty quiet. But Bailey Kish, only 2/10 away from Danny Durant. But yeah, not much going for it.
All the trains have split apart now. That isn't to say, though, we don't have a race on our hands. Travis Nordstrom still only has less than half a second lead on Jeremy Mercer. He is not shaking him.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Spangler still has the fastest lap of the race with the 136.2. Last lap he set a 136.5. So he's not going to be losing sight of these podium drivers either. He's still in it. I would love to see a Jeff Spangler win.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Jeremy Merson seeming to get a little bit closer to Travis Nordstrom. Inching, clawing his way to the lead. Hopefully.
Still about a half a second gap.
Yeah.
Well, Brooker Quigg's about to try and put the moves on Joel Klaus. He's got the inside. That's where he wants to be.
Whoa.
And the door is slammed shut.
What an overtake. Ooh, close battle with Estefano Morera and Omar Escorcia. Ever so slightly. Back and forth, back and forth. The gaps. Same thing with Dan Cran and Peter O'Brien. Just, within less than a half a second behind Peter O'Brien. But other than that, things have pretty much settled. No, not really any overtakes, just like getting those consistent laps in. Fighting the tires too.
Colin Dunham slowly falling off the back of his teammate Joel Moffitt now as he tries to, John Archie. Well, yeah, what I said before, falling off the back of Joel Moffitt with John Archie all over the back of Colin. This Ferrari Cup is about to heat up. I did not mean to rhyme, but I'll take it.
Hey, I'd love to see it. Diego says he would love to see Travis in the Porsche win. Agreed. But it's spicy up there. It really is. Oh, Eric Marecki off? Oh, right at that corner. What I said earlier.
No,
once you lose it into the grass,
looks like he
you lose a
rejoins without
lot
much
of time. Yeah, he was pretty close to that barrier, but he just slips through. And speaking of slipping through, he's hoping.
Oh, and he just grazes the wall.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but at least
Barrera and Escorcia traded spots in the meantime.
Oh. Oh yeah. Escorcia trying to get in the toe.
Scrambling to stay
in hopes of
it.
going on the outside. That top line speed. Barrera makes it stick. Ooh, is it just me or has this train just combined now Because now we've got Dan Curran and Peter O'Brien, Omar Escorcia, and Estefano Barrera in the lead of this little train of 4 cars.
Things are heating up.
But oh, yeah, Omar Escorcia getting he's not done yet. Trying to stay within a second, at least half a second. But Jeremy Mercer, Peter O'Brien is getting closer.
Oh, Bailey Kish getting real close to Eric Marecki. Almost going around the outside of him. What is that, like turn 9? 9 or 10.
So 9 or 10.
And Joao Tomato losing out to John Archie just now. Let's see what happened here. Ooh, yeah, that's the corner I hate the most on this track. And it looks like Joao went a little wide and let John Archie take the normal line right up his inside. That is such a scary corner, the way it goes downhill. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, yeah. That corner is
Super sketchy. And you know what's crazy is that the laps where I went fastest through that corner are the ones where I slid unexpectedly.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, wait, this is what I'm supposed to do? Hell no, I can't do that consistently.
It's crazy. And then especially like losing the grip with the blistering tires.
Yeah, no fun. No thank you. No ma'am.
Yeah, no thanks. Let's just have this race next time in lower temps.
And maybe
thank
I'll
you,
even take the
please.
wet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly, the wet. I'll take that. Or just throwing this out here. Nordschleife should have replaced this. Just throwing that out there. In the night.
I can't argue that the season wouldn't be improved by that.
Exactly. I mean, it's like it's an 25.3 kilometer track in comparison to a 4 kilometer track like Zandvoort. That's huge. And it shakes things up for more variety and uniqueness with the just on how different the tracks are in compared to each other, instead of just lapping a minute or 2 minute long track and then you have an 8+ minute long track on the Nordschleife.
Timothy pushing a little too hard right there, nearly going off track on the exit of the final corner. Now listen here, Diego, I'm not a traitor just for wanting to see a friend thrive. A Jeff Spangler win would be cool. But let's, of course I'm not going to be mad about a Travis Nordstrom win. Of course I want to see a Porsche on top.
Yeah! Porsche on top. And actually, Mercedes... Oh, Bailey just squeezes through, but
Eric Marecki slams his right quarter panel into Bailey as he goes through, but it's not enough to unsettle either car, and they carry on.
Could have been a lot worse. I mean, they made it through. Contact was made, but that's just racing. How the saying goes, rubbing is racing.
Looks like Brooker Quigg's going to squeeze his way through turn 1, sending it up the inside of Butkus. Very nice move. But we got to check back in with our leaders. Travis Nordstrom was pulled out a 2-second gap to Jeremy Mercer. And Jeremy Mercer's got to contend with Flamger and Spangler.
John Archie was getting close a little bit to Colin Dunham for a second there, and still is maintaining that gap within 0.1 second. Gets a little bit closer to the diffuser. On that corner, yes, the corner that I struggle most with the tires. He's maintaining it well, as for the time being. Oh, jeez. Grumpy says in the chat, full season of blistering hot Zandvoort. Sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna disagree full-heartedly on that one. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Nope. Nope. Tires can't even last 3 laps. This is very sad.
Well, looks like some of these trains are starting to collapse in on each other again as this second stint carries on. We have multiple 2 or 3 or even... No, it doesn't look... And 1 4-car battle. No, 2 4-car battles. Yeah, so you can see it's straight on the track map. These drivers are starting to cluster up. We are going to have some battles again shortly.
Oh, yeah, momentarily. We're getting there. Because John Archie, again, he's trying to find a gap to overtake Colin Dunham. But still, he is behind Colin
Nick
Dunham.
Sand. I got to cut away for a moment. Nick Sand just lost 2 spots, tumbling down to P20. And again, that dreaded corner. But it doesn't look like he lost out there. It's the one after. Oh, yeah, looks like he lost the rear end for just a moment. And had to steer it out to the grass to recover that rear end. Immediately loses 2 spots for it. And Quigg and Butkus going at it again. They're going to be side by side going into the start of Sector 3. And it looks like Quigg is where he wants to be. If he can hold it.
Oh, can he hold it? He's got it.
Oh,
a little bit of wiggle. Oh,
he's
touch.
Not given much space by Butkus on the exit there. Literally just enough to maybe squeeze through, but nonetheless he ends up with a small contact. Certainly a nervous Brown moment for him, but he does get away safely.
Speaking of nerves, Colin Dunham is feeling that right now with John Archie on the outside in hopes of making an overtake finally after spending a few laps behind, or if not more, behind Colin Dunham. Oh, are things gonna go side by side?
Oh, and they try and squeeze it too wide, and it does not work. It looks like John Archie pit maneuvered himself on Colin Dunham, who, from my perspective, took the apex as close as he humanly could have. But 2 do not go into 1, and immediately John Archie loses 4 spots and tumbles down to P28. That's a rough go. So close to the finish too.
Yeah, so getting so close, and that was quite what's the word? Ambitious, let's just say.
Thanks to the raid, Noobs Are Us with 21 viewers. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, speaking of raids, looks like João Semedo is feeling raided right now with Butkus trying to make him move into the chicane. Oh, a tap is made. He slows down Brooker Quake side by side and hopes to get that position back. Not looking so. Things are looking the same as the previous lap, but Brooker Quake.
I'm going to catch the replay of that real quick because we missed it. And, Butkus just clatters over that curb. Very awkward position to be in.
Lost it to Brooker Quigg. Now he's gonna have to do that all over again. Pressure is on.
By the way, chat, I put a little bit of gain on the Discord commentators in addition to the compressor, so hopefully Selena's a bit louder and closer to my mic, so I turned up the race as well. So please let me know how the audio sounds, if there's anything weird or imbalanced. So I did recently change something. Kelvin Lau, losing out 2 spots in rapid succession. Looks like I missed it.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
We are well into this second stint now. Tires are probably past their prime, and Jeff Spangler still has the fastest lap with a 36.2. I think if Travis Nordstrom would have done it, he would have done it by now. But Trav is only a 10th behind that with a 36.3, excuse me.
Ooh, Dan Cranon having a little wide moment on the final exit of the final corner.
Ooh, Eric Murky and Max Simmons going at it side by side for a moment. Looks like Max is going to win out for now.
and Chang getting a little close for comfort on Fire Queso. Sends it, makes the move done very cleanly, and Fire Queso must have been very aware of that. Backs out a little bit. But now, ooh, goes off wide, got caught off guard. Dan Cran on the outside, a little bit of tap and
rejoins just in time, but yeah, awkward on that apex, slides a little bit. Probably at fault for that contact, but he's going to keep the position for now. And it looks like he broke very early to let Dominic send it up his inside. Nice and easy, relinquishing the position. But that leaves him under threat from Nick San. But Fire Queso says, no sir, slams that door, gives Nick San nowhere to go, and maintains his position. This fight's far from over, but so we'll keep an eye on him.
Michael Louis is also behind all of that. Probably grabbing some popcorn and just seeing all that action unfold right in front of him, but hopefully taking away the popcorn and makes a position. Ooh, was that a little bit of oversteer to T1 with that beautiful black Porsche?
A little bit.
Black beauty. Yeah, just a little bit.
I love me some black and gold color schemes.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so nice. It's clean. Very nice. You know, sometimes simple is good.
Mm-hmm.
It may be just black and gold, but sometimes simple is good.
When I was younger, played guitar and can only dream of affording a Gibson, I would always go online and configure them in all black with gold hardware.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks very classy. I like it. Color combo.
Travis Nordstrom still maintaining his lead in P1 over P2 with just about 3 seconds now. He's got to be looking pretty cozy because, well, last lap, Jeremy Mercer did lap a 10th quicker than him, but he's at that rate, Nordstrom's safe, I think.
Ooh, and Jeff Spangler's getting mighty close to Timothy Flamger.
Yes, he is.
Whoa.
Jeff sees a podium right in front of him, and he says, mine.
Yeah. This is mine now. He's right there. And Jeremy Mercer also right there. Seemingly he has to defend very soon, if not now, as Timothy Flamger is actually made a better lap on the previous lap by just 2/10. So Jeremy has to defend now in order to maintain P2 at least. But Jeff Spangler isn't looking too friendly at the moment. He's looking quite intimidating with the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, I'd be nervous if I were Timothy right now.
Oh yeah, I'd be shaking in my boots because he's coming. Jeff is coming. And he's going to claim that podium one way or another. He's determined.
Peter O'Brien having to fend off Dan Cran right now. Just going to get the better run here. It looks like Peter O'Brien. But that slipstream's going to keep Dan Cran in it into turn one. Check back in with the more of the midfield here. Still got a four-way fight for P18. Fire Queso leading.
Oh, yeah.
Will Riller's pacing be able to take it from him?
I know Michael Landry. I think he's new to this train because I didn't see him before. At least I don't think. But unless positions have changed. Speaking of which, Nick Sand trying to get into there, but there's
the door's
no
open,
gap,
and he's got the run. Oh, and he tries to drive out to the exit as if the Ferrari's not there, and he suffers the consequences. With less than 10 minutes left, he does a full pirouette out of the exit of turn one into the wall and rejoins back in P22. That was not how he expected that move would go.
Michael Louis getting the better end of the stick. And, oh no!
And
Fire
spins him
Queso
around.
and Michael Landry.
Oh, and Fire Queso
no.
gets damaged both ends here. And he's
Which,
scrambling to get that car back onto the black stuff. And he too loses about 4 or 5 spots immediately. Dominic Duran into the wall, all the way at the end of the sand. How did that happen?
Eric
Understeer, that's
Marecki
how.
way into the sand? Question mark?
Oh, and then he steered into the wall.
Oh!
Yeah,
Joust Mano and Burger Quick. Oh!
Oh my
Fire
goodness.
Case lost the front or rear.
We got to
and
catch
just
the
had a
replay of
little
that because
bump.
we just popped out of the replay just in time to see the aftermath. So they're coming in
Things are
almost 2 by 2, maybe about to make it 3 wide. Oh, and he just oversteers all on the outside, comes back and boops Brooker.
Yeah.
I don't think
A little
Brooker
bit
could
of
have seen that coming.
Oh no, I don't think so. That's a tough thing to spot. That's for sure. Diego says, "Shiver me timbers." Yeah, really though, things escalated really quickly. There's like points of lulls in the race, and then all of a sudden it just gets, when there's action, there's action.
Yup.
Oh man, there's like 2 exciting moments, and actually it's gonna be number 3, very close. Oh, there was no gap for Butkus to even.
Oh, Michael Landry into the
through.
pits. He must have had an undrivable car. Oh, is Bailey Kish about to send it up the inside of Kelvin Lau? And he is. What's that, turn 8 or so? But he's not going to get a good enough run to hang around the outside for the next one. Oh! He gives a little kiss to the rear end of Kelvin Lau. I don't think Kelvin appreciated that.
And a little bit of boop. Boop.
Boop. To the cat owners in chat, do you boop their snoot?
Who doesn't boop the snoot of a cat or a dog or even a horse? I've done that before.
I would love to, but that seems a little scary to me considering they could bite my hand off without even trying.
I gotta be careful with it. I don't think a horse has bitten me once, but I used to always see horses when I used to live in Ontario because the family friend of mine owns a horse farm, so.
Oh, very cool.
Little boop of the snoot, yeah. Little boop of the snoot of a horse.
Duranto's struggling to keep it on track there with Brooker Quigg close in his mirrors on the final corner. And that was almost enough for him to get a run into the inside. Oh, and looks like Butkus is paying for dirtying up those tires as he goes way deep into turn 1. And that invites Brooker Quigg side by side for him. Looks like he will fend him off, though, as Brooker Quigg elects not to commit suicide by sending it up the inside of turn 3.
Oh.
Or is that 4 officially? What? It's 3, I think.
Yeah. It's something. It's
something
a turn.
small.
Yeah. Kind of a lull.
Jeff Spangler's still unable to get around Timothy Flamger. It's been a brick wall of a BMW.
And it definitely looks like a brick wall. Travis Nordstrom now with the still the same second gap, 3 seconds. But he's maintaining it very well for this part of the race with those scorching hot tires.
Yeah, his last lap was a 37.4, which is out of everybody's last lap. That is the fastest. So he's keeping the pace up.
Yeah. Speaking of pace, Timothy is also keeping up the pace. Still being a brick wall with Jeff Spangler, I think, going a little bit of a wide moment. Yeah, he lost a bit
Dan
of
Crane
time.
and Peter O'Brien going at it. Dan Crane almost sending it around the outside there, but we've seen repeatedly now this race, virtually impossible to do. Nick Sand less than a 10th behind Joel Moffitt.
Butkus trying to go find a gap behind João Semedo. No gap to obtain. But he's swerving around.
I think he's
trying
sending
to,
multiple dummies, just trying to get in the head of
Yeah.
Joao.
Yep. Trying to do those scary racing tactics to get in the head of Joao.
Not gonna work though. Semedo's a
Yeah.
veteran.
Yep, he knows. He knows. Saying, yeah, I know what you're doing, and I'm just going to stick to my line and breaking points, and you're not going to get in my head. Lots of mental action going on here now, whenever that happens.
Oh, and
Because
is Joao faltering? He nearly went deep there. Almost left the door
Oh.
open for Butkus. Butkus getting really good runs out of these last couple corners. But this is not the place to do it. This would have been.
Yeah.
Oh, and I missed it. Spangler just got around Flanger. We got to catch this right now. How did this happen? What happened? Where did it happen and why?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Why
and
is
that's
Simmons
why Flanger was pushing way too hard. And he's very lucky that he only did that. And that it's this late in the race. Oops. So yeah,
that would
Flanger
explain
loses one spot to Spangler. He's still got a lead on Barrera. And he's just got to nurse it home for another 2 laps. I'm sure that car feels terrible now. Oh my goodness, look at that hood and bumper. But just 2 laps, that's all you got to do.
2 more.
No
You
podium
got
for
it.
you, but P4 is still a pretty good consolation prize after a wreck like that. Grumpy Geriatric Gamer says, considering how people say you can't race here, there's been a decent amount of side-by-side action. I have to agree.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and speaking of which, John Archie trying to get the better end of Joe Klaus on the inside, but doesn't seem to work in John's favor, as he just didn't have enough speed to throw it in a better exit.
Kelvin Lau and Bailey Kish just traded positions with each other twice. Kelvin Lau taking his spot back. And Travis Nordstrom is now on the final lap of the race. Still with about 3 seconds on Jeremy Mercer. Who's done well to keep that gap that small, all while holding off first Flanger. But now recently he's got Spangler to worry about, who's crept his way up into the podium on the second to last lap.
Oh, Dan Cran getting a little too close for comfort for Peter O'Brien to even grip him upside. Ooh, no gap there, no speed, no gap. Very
But will he
close.
here? He takes a different line, going for what looks like a later apex. Not going to make the difference though.
No, but he's in the mix. He's very close. It's only a matter of time because I believe there's
Ooh,
one more lap
Semedo
left.
trying to defend against Butkus on turn 1, covers the inside, but Butkus just about pit maneuvers himself on the quarter panel of Joao. Fortunately, they both keep rolling, but Butkus takes the position and keeps going.
Oh,
And Kelvin Lau
Butkus
and Bailey Kish trading spots again.
Butkus flashing. Is he watching the stream?
But we got to look at our front runners. Travis Nordstrom finishes the line to win the race. Jeff Spangler and Jeremy Mercer nearly have a drag race to the end, decided it's going to be P2.
And Bailey Kish and Kelvin Lau going side by side into the chicane, but Bailey Kish just is stuck right in front of Kelvin Lau. Luckily, no ACC physics shenanigans played a part in that because I swear it looked like Kelvin Lau literally touched the back end of that Mercedes. But he is so close. Coming into the final corner. T14. Oh, Bailey Kitch and P12. Kelvin Lau P13. Max Simmons and P14. Now we've got the rest of the grid coming into the final sector.
Our teammates Joel Moffitt and Colin Dunham looks like they're going to be split by Nick San. I'm sure they were hoping for a side-by-side finish, but denied.
Denied.
I'm Roger says Flamger booped the snoot. Yes, he did.
Indeed, he did.
And that's our race, folks. And as I always say, what a race it was. You know the drill now. It's time to get our winners in here. I'm sure Travis Nordstrom is excited. Let's find him.
Yes, let's find our Porsche winner. Let's go, let's go.
He's nowhere to be found yet, but we have found our P3 finisher, Jeff Spangler. Get him in here. Jeff Spangler, congratulations on the podium finish. Very last second, too. How are you feeling?
Hello.
Okay, there you are.
I'm here.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Sorry, I was mid-sentence. Yeah. Wow. What a race. Sucks to have kind of not had the quality that I wanted. But was able to pull off the undercut. I think a lot of people knew it would be strong here. I was going to cut in the pits if Peter didn't. So I obviously didn't want to do the same exact thing that he did. And so I pitted very next lap, and we had those guys by a mile. I needed him to have his little oopsie, 1 lap sooner, I think. I think I had Peter into T1 for the next lap, but very satisfied being able to recover from 7th and finish on the podium, because we know that doesn't happen so often for most people around here. So very excited.
But yeah, the strategy definitely worked for you. Peter O'Brien came out on the lesser end of that, but certainly waiting in the wings, he was not far behind at all from everybody else on the podium. So if his race went slightly differently, he would have been in the fray too.
Now, was it okay? I was in the middle of saying this to them when you guys pulled me in here. Their cars literally look identical. Was it Mercer in front of me or O'Brien before we pitted?
I do not
Did Mercer
recall.
pit really early or something?
I don't think Peter O'Brien was in front of you. No.
Okay, I'm saying O'Brien and I meant Mercer then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mercer finished in front of you too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it was Mercer then. But yeah, love this track. It's just fun to follow people around, and yeah, very happy.
Are you as excited for next week?
What's next week? Is it Brands Hatch, my love?
Brands Hatch, yes it is.
Yeah,
It is
let me double
Brands
check.
Hatch. The short little track that we all love.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I love me some Brands too. So that will be very exciting. And yeah, hoping to finish strong this season.
Well, I share the same sentiment. I love it too. And yep, we will see you next week. Good luck to you then. And thanks for putting on a good show for us.
Hey, yeah, a quick shout out to Fazley. Congrats to him on his silver podium.
Yep, we'll definitely be getting him in there.
Brian and Kelvin and Brandon had pretty good races too. So hats off to them. Go Madhouse.
See you next time.
All right, see you guys. Take care.
See ya. Well, I do see Travis Nordstrom, our race winner.
Let's get Mercer in here first.
Alrighty.
Jeremy Mercer, welcome to the booth. Congratulations on your P2 finish. You kept it right behind P1, pretty consistent delta all the way through the second stint of the race, all while defending. Tell us how that felt for you.
It was good. I knew I didn't. Well, I qualified. I mean, pretty good, but P5, and I know passing's like impossible. So my plan was to undercut and get track position that way. And then once I was right behind Travis, I was like, well, maybe I can stay with him. But eventually he pulled away. It got me in the position, but then it made it a little harder to defend, but it worked. So. You there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted for a moment. It definitely did work out for you. You can't argue with these results. But tell me, were you expecting a P2? Were you practicing a lot for this race?
I did practice for it. I was planning for the undercut to get track position. I wasn't expecting to get all the way to P1 because I figured, field spreads out. But when right before I pit, the whole field compressed right in front of me, I was like, oh, I might be able to get this. Unfortunately, I ended up having some battles that I didn't actually want with Barrera right before I pit. But it still worked out really well. So
Definitely. Well, tell me, Brains Hatch is next week. How do you feel about that one? You a big fan? We are.
It's a good hot lap track again. It might be kind of the same as this, where you might want to do an undercut to get track position. But yeah, driving it's really fun. There's a lot of exciting parts of that track. So
Well, we'll have to keep an eye out
forward to
for the popular strategies next week. See if it's similar. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, my only teammate left is Peter O'Brien. So yeah, he's consistently showing up, and yeah,
we saw a bit of him on stream. He was just chugging along. Certainly brought home some solid points for y'all too. All right, well, thanks for putting on a good race for us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And before we get our race winner Travis Nordstrom in there, let's talk to our silver winner Fazli Majid. Fazli, welcome to the booth. Congratulations on the silver division win.
Thank you. That was really fun and stressful.
Yeah, I gotta confess, we mostly saw other battles behind you and battles at the front of the grid. So please tell us how your race went.
So I started in let's start with qualifying it. I could not for my life string a lap together until the very last lap. I was actually, it looked like at the time, on for a purple lap for the silver division, but I ran out of fuel at the last corner. So I started in P15. I really just wanted to keep it clean. I knew, it's really hard to overtake here, and especially with the temperatures, it's so hard to attack. So I honestly, I finished 6 places higher than I started, but I didn't even make an on-track overtake. It's just not making mistakes, and a few drivers in front of me just dipped the wheel in the dirt, and I just sneaked on by and kept it clean.
What you just described is better than my average race.
Yeah, it's better than my average race too. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out.
Oh yeah. How much prep were you doing? I know it can't have been much because we were racing over the weekend, and you were actually working over part of it.
Yeah, we were really busy. All three of us and a couple others. We were busy on the North 24 on the weekend, so I did not have much practice. I had I did a few laps earlier today, but the setup just clicked, and yeah, it worked out.
Glad to hear it, and I hope we see more similar performances next week.
Thank you. I hope to be here again. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, and see you then.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, and lastly, we're going to get Travis Nordstrom in here. Where is he? Travis.
Ooh, race winner.
Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on your race win.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's see. This is your first one of the season. You've previously you got 2 silver finishes in Laguna and Silverstone, and did not start on Monza, and a pretty good showing last week. But yeah, this has got to be the feather in your cap for this season.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got lucky that the Bentleys weren't here today, but you can only win the races that you are presented with. So.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm going to ask you the same thing as the last two. Did you practice a lot for this one? Were you expecting a really strong finish, or did this kind of just happen to you?
I was not expecting this. Everybody knows the Porsche and the tire situation, so I did not figure I was going to do very well. But it felt good in quali. But then in the race, I accidentally actually used one of my quali tires for my start. So I was doing pretty well at the start, but then around 15 minutes, everybody started catching right back up to me because my tires were just dying that little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask
Yeah,
you
I
because most
realized
of the
it. I
time that
realized
we
it when I clicked drive. I saw tire set 1 and I was like, "Oh shoot, I think that's I think that's probably one of my quality tires." And sure enough, I checked after the race and I only had 3 sets of tires that had wear on them. So definitely used a quality set because I did 2 quality stints. So I should have had 4 tires, but yeah, so I ended up using an old set.
Well, all the more impressive that you walked away with a race win in spite of that. So tell us, most of the time that were watching you, we of course saw you get the jump on the lead at the first corner. But beyond that, most of the time that we were watching you, you had a pretty clear and steady lead over everybody else. Did we miss anything exciting happen to you? Maybe in the middle of the
Um,
race?
yeah, the Ford, is that Scorsia, I
Yep,
think, the Ford?
Omar.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of fighting pretty early on. Like I said, when my tires started going out, he started catching up really quick, and we went alongside for the first couple corners, and there was a little bit of door banging. I think he ended up losing a position. It might have been my fault. It probably was. I might get a 5-second penalty, so this might not actually be a first.
Quality
But
ban.
I haven't looked at it to see if it was to see what I think about it, but yeah, there was a little bit of a door bang in there that caused him to go out into the grass on T2 a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, he only lost a little bit of time, but
Yeah, he still walked away with a pretty solid finish in P6, right behind Brera, I believe.
yeah, I think he got into some. He ended up having a little bit of well, I think he chose the wrong pit strategy. I think he took tires a lot later than everybody else, and here the undercut's so strong because the tires are just dying by the 25-minute mark that you pit a little bit earlier, and you're probably lapping a second faster each lap.
Right. Well, we had prior speculation that next week's pit strategy might end up being similar. So, about next week, are you looking forward to brands?
I am. I love brands. I love British tracks. I love the twisty, lots of hairpins.
Big
It really
camber
suits my driving
banking.
style and the Porsche.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
and last time I drove at Brands, I won. So I'm looking
Oh,
looking forward to it.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, we'll just see. We'll see. I'll see how motivated I am to practice. Can't promise anything.
well, I know at least one person in chat
you
would
got it.
love to see a back-to-back Pillars Racing victory.
Yeah, it's Diego in the chat.
You know it.
Yep. Yeah, he should come and race one of these days once he gets his rig set up.
Yes, he should.
Yes, you should. He
Talking to
very
you,
well
Instead
should.
of just
Diego.
cheering.
All right. Anybody you want to shout out or thank or anything you want to share with us before we let you go?
Shout outs to Diego, cheering for me,
Let's go, Diego.
cheering for Pillars. Yep.
Hey, let's
Yeah, thanks
go,
for always watching the
Diego.
show.
Woo.
And everybody else. All right. Well, best of luck to you next week too, Travis. We'll see you then. And yeah, we're gonna let you go now. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thank you. Yep. You too. Bye.
Oh, I kicked him out right as he said bye. Sorry about that. But that is going to conclude our show for tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Tune in same time tomorrow night for D2 to be racing right here, same track as Zandvoort. The divisions 4 and 6 will be on YouTube, and same time next week here for Division 1, racing around Brands Hatch, our penultimate race of the season. Anything from you, Selena?
Uh, uh, I'll just say that this race was a wild one, and with Zandvoort having blistering track times, that's crazy. And tomorrow, our race is going to be wild tomorrow, that's for sure.
Oh yes.
But in terms of next week, I'm looking forward to. But can we believe that we're more than halfway done of this season already?
They just keep flying
Crazy
by.
after this week.
The seasons
I
start coming and
know,
they don't stop coming.
and they don't stop coming, and they don't. Could keep going on with that one, but yeah, it was a really good race tonight. Lots of action, and I really enjoyed that one. Of course, because racing always delivers. But yeah,
Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it from us. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. And I just want to remind everybody that after the devastation that's gone through twice now through Florida, it's affected lots and lots of people, including many people in our own community. So if you can, please go to redcross.org/donate, and it will take you directly to where you can donate aid to those affected by the hurricanes in Florida. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.